Let me hit you with a truth most men will never hear. Women almost never tell you directly when they're interested. They don't walk up and say, "I like you. I want you." Why? Because that would risk rejection, and rejection for a woman is heavier than it is for a man. Instead, they rely on subtle signals, unconscious gestures, and hidden tells that reveal their desire without them ever having to say it aloud. And the sad reality? 90% of men are blind to these signals. They stumble through life misreading, overthinking, or completely missing the opportunities that were right in front of them. Have you ever looked back on a moment, maybe years later, and thought, wait, was she into me? That little laugh, that accidental touch, the way she lingered when she didn't have to, you didn't see it then. You missed your shot, and it burned you inside. That's the price men pay for ignorance. But let me tell you something. Women are not mysterious creatures. They're human, governed by psychology, biology, and instinct just like you. Their bodies speak when their mouths remain silent. And if you know how to read those gestures, you'll see what other men don't. You'll know when she secretly desires you, and you'll never be left in the dark again. Today, I'm going to break down 7 gestures that reveal when a woman secretly likes you. These are not fairy tales. These are signals rooted in psychology, confirmed by experience, and understood by men who live with their eyes open. Once you see them, you cannot unsee them. So buckle up, because after this, you'll never look at female behavior the same way again. Gesture 1. She mirrors your movements. Here's a shocking truth. People don't mirror those they don't respect. When someone unconsciously copies your gestures, your tone, or even the way you sit, it's a primal form of flattery. It's her body's way of saying, I want to be aligned with you. In female psychology, mirroring is one of the clearest unconscious signs of attraction. Think about it. Have you ever leaned back in your chair and suddenly noticed she leaned back too? You take a sip of your drink, and seconds later, she does the same. You cross your arms, and so does she. This isn't coincidence. It's her subconscious syncing with yours, creating invisible harmony. And here's the thing. She's not even aware of it. I remember a man named Tom, 48, who told me about a younger woman he used to meet for coffee. At first, he thought nothing of it, but then he noticed something strange. Every time he shifted, she shifted. Every time he adjusted his glass, she adjusted hers. It wasn't conscious. But once he caught it, he realized she was mirroring him the entire time. That was the giveaway. She wasn't just talking with him. She was connected with him on a deeper, subconscious level. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When a woman mirrors you, it's because you've already started coloring her inner world. Your presence leaves an impression she cannot hide. So what's the takeaway? Pay attention, brother. If she mirrors your body language, she's not just comfortable with you. She's drawn to you. Most men miss it. Don't be most men. Gesture 2. She finds excuses to touch you. Let me tell you something raw. There is no such thing as accidental touch when it comes from a woman who's attracted to you. That light brush of her hand against your arm, that playful shove, that moment where she adjusts something on your shirt. These are not random. They are calculated. They are her way of breaking the physical barrier without committing to full vulnerability. Psychology confirms it. Women use touch as both a test and an invitation. If you flinch, freeze, or act uncomfortable, you fail the test. But if you remain calm, grounded, maybe even respond with a steady smile or a gentle touch back, you pass. You show her that you are comfortable in your own skin and in hers. Take David, 52. He told me about a younger colleague who constantly found ways to touch him. At first, he brushed it off as coincidence. But then, he started noticing the pattern. Every conversation came with a touch, the arm, the shoulder, even a playful nudge. One day, she accidentally rested her hand on his for a second too long. That wasn't an accident. That was attraction manifesting in the physical realm. Epictetus once wrote, "No great thing is created suddenly. Attraction is built slowly in these small, almost invisible steps. Each touch is a brick in the wall she's building toward you." The takeaway? Don't underestimate the power of touch. If she seeks it out, she's signaling comfort, trust, and desire. And if you ignore it, you're ignoring the loudest whisper she could ever give you. Gesture 3. Her feet point toward you. Here's a brutal truth most men don't want to hear. A woman's words can lie. Her smile can lie. Even her laugh can lie. But her body will always betray the truth. And one of the most overlooked yet undeniable signals of attraction is this. Her feet. Psychologists have studied body orientation for decades, and what they found is simple. People unconsciously point their feet toward what they want. If she's into you, her feet will almost always aim in your direction, even in a crowded room. If she's not, they'll drift elsewhere, no matter how much her words pretend. Take Mark, 50. He was at a dinner party, deep in conversation with a group of people. He noticed a woman across from him laughed at everyone's jokes, but her feet, they were pointed directly at him the entire night. When others spoke, she smiled politely. When Mark spoke, her whole body leaned in, her feet locked towards like a compass finding north. He didn't need her to say the words. Her body was screaming it. Seneca once said, "Truth lies open for all. It is not hidden in the depths." In other words, reality reveals itself in the plainest ways. Most men miss it because they're chasing validation from her lips, when the truth is already in her stance. The takeaway is this. Stop obsessing over what she says and start noticing what her body reveals. Feet don't lie. If she's oriented toward you, she's giving you a clue most men are too blind to notice. Gesture 4. She plays with her hair or neck. Here's another truth bomb. A woman's most vulnerable areas, her hair, her neck, her collarbone, are also her most flirtatious tools. When she starts playing with them in your presence, she's not just fidgeting, she's signaling. Hair twirling, brushing her strands behind her ear, exposing her neck. These are unconscious gestures that reveal nervous energy mixed with attraction. In evolutionary psychology, the neck is one of the most vulnerable areas of the body, exposing arteries and vital points. To reveal it is to display trust, comfort, and in many cases, desire. Richard, 55, shared a story with me. Every time he spoke, the younger woman across from him would tilt her head, twirl her hair, or let her fingers dance along her neckline. At first, he thought she was just restless. But after it happened over and over again, only when he spoke, never with others, he realized what was a subconscious display of attraction. Her body couldn't help but respond to his presence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The secret of all victory lies in the organization of the non-obvious." And that's exactly what these gestures are, non-obvious signals of interest hidden in plain sight. Victory comes when you see what others ignore. The takeaway? When she starts preening, fixing her hair, exposing her neck, adjusting her collar, she's not just grooming. She's broadcasting a message. You affect me. Ignore it, and you miss the silent invitation. Gesture 5. She holds eye contact and looks away. There's a saying in psychology, the eyes don't just see, they reveal. A woman's eyes will often confess her feelings long before her lips ever dare. When she stares at you, holds a gaze for a heartbeat too long, and then suddenly looks away with a half smile or lowered head, that's not shyness. That's attraction trying to sneak past her defenses. Here's why this matters. Eye contact activates deep emotional circuits in the brain, the same ones tied to bonding and intimacy. When she stares into your eyes, even for a few seconds longer than normal, her body is trying to create connection. But when she suddenly breaks the contact, it's because she doesn't want to get caught revealing too much too soon. It's a push-pull dynamic, a dance of vulnerability and control. John, 49, experienced this with a woman he often saw at his local bookstore. Every time he caught her gaze, she didn't flinch or look away immediately. She held it, long enough for him to feel it. But then, almost like clockwork, she'd break away, pretending to be busy with her phone or adjusting her bag. That's not coincidence. That's the silent language of desire. One foot on the gas, one foot on the brake. Epictetus once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." Most men misinterpret these glances as accidental, meaningless, or even intimidating. But the wise man sees it for what it is, attraction revealing itself in the tension between the gaze and the retreat. So here's the takeaway. If she locks eyes with you, holds it, then looks away with a smile, she's not avoiding you. She's signaling you. It's up to you to step into that opening, instead of overthinking it into oblivion. Gesture 6. She laughs more around you. Here's a blunt truth. Women don't laugh as much with men they don't like. They just don't. Sure, a polite chuckle here or there is common courtesy. But when she laughs harder, longer, and more often at your presence, even when your jokes aren't that funny, that's not courtesy. That's attraction dressed up as humor. Why? Because laughter lowers barriers. It releases dopamine. It creates connection. When she laughs with you, her body is rewarding her own brain for being near you. It's not about the words. It's about the emotional state you create in her. Stephen, 53, told me about a younger co-worker who always seemed to burst into laughter around him. Even when he made the most mundane observations, she reacted like he'd just delivered a stand-up performance. At first, he thought she was just naturally cheerful. But then he noticed she didn't laugh like that with other men. With them, she was polite. With him, she was magnetic. Seneca once wrote, "It is not the man who has little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Think about this in context. Men crave validation through jokes, trying to force laughter out of women. That's poverty of spirit. A grounded man doesn't need her laughter, which is exactly why she gives it to him freely. So here's the takeaway. If her laughter seems exaggerated, frequent, and reserved for you, it's not about your comedy skills. It's about her attraction. She's telling you without words, "I feel good when I'm around you." Gesture 7. She finds reasons to stay longer. Here's the final and most powerful truth. Women don't waste time on men they don't care about. If she's lingering, delaying her exit, or creating excuses to stretch out the moment with you, it's not because she's bored. It's because she doesn't want the interaction to end. Time is the most valuable resource we all have. A woman can fake a smile. She can fake a laugh. She can even fake politeness. But she cannot fake her willingness to give you her time. If she invests more of it in you than necessary, she's telling you something words cannot. Paul, 56, once shared with me about a woman he met through mutual friends. Every time the group was about to leave, she always found a reason to stay close to him. She'd forget her jacket and linger while everyone else walked out. She'd spark a new conversation just as the night was winding down. Once, she even asked a completely unnecessary question about something trivial, just so she wouldn't have to walk away. That wasn't coincidence. That was attraction buying her more minutes with him. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." If life is that fleeting, then time is sacred. When a woman chooses to spend hers on you, she's revealing more than interest. She's revealing priority. So here's the takeaway. If she's finding ways to stay longer, don't brush it off as politeness. It's a sign that she values your presence enough to delay everything else. And that's not subtle. That's loud. Now listen closely. All these gestures, the mirroring, the touch, the feet, the hair, the eyes, the laughter, the lingering, they all point to one principle. Women don't say it with words, they say it with action. Attraction is not an announcement, it's a signal. And the man who can read those signals lives with clarity, while the man who ignores them lives in confusion. But here's the deeper truth. It's not just about noticing her gestures. It's about being the kind of man who inspires them. A grounded man. A man with presence, boundaries, and calm strength. Epictetus once wrote, "You will earn the respect of all men if you begin by earning the respect of yourself." Women are no different. Their attraction is not for the man who begs, but for the man who stands tall in his own self-respect. So remember this. Her gestures may reveal the truth, but your character determines whether you earn them in the first place. Now it's your turn. You just unlock 7 gestures that reveal when she secretly likes you. The next time you step into a room, you won't be fumbling in the dark. You'll see the signs clearly. But clarity is nothing without action. So here's what I want you to do. Drop the phrase, "I see the sign" in the comments below if you're ready to stop living blind to female psychology. Subscribe now. Join this brotherhood of men who refuse to settle for weakness. And commit yourself to walking with awareness, discipline, and strength. because women may come and go, but the man who sees clearly, who stands grounded in himself, who respects his own worth, he will always remain unforgettable,